Climbing the ranks in a game like Siege can be very challenging, especially for the new players. And that's okay. Siege is a very hard game to learn. And in this video, I'm going to give you 11 tips to win more rounds to rank up faster. Number 1's going to be playing with a squad. Now, I don't care if you duo queue, I would say minimum should be a 3-stack, but please stop solo queuing. Usually what happens when you solo queue is you get teammates that are very inconsistent. And good luck getting them to talk. Most of the times they will not talk unless you're already in those higher ranks. People in like platinum and below do not talk to each other. Stop solo queuing. I went from emerald and low diamond only solo queuing to high diamond and now champ with just a 3 to a 5 stack. Playing with a stack you are comfortable with is really going to help when ranking up. Whether it's because you guys lose and you guys don't start yelling at each other, or if you win and it's just friends hyping up friends when they do good. Playing with a good mentality is always a good thing. Number 2, communicate. Drone somebody in, talk to them, call out where the enemies are. Maybe you're on a drone and you see somebody, or maybe you're just fighting somebody. Tell your team where somebody is if you see them. Also, tell your team where you're going, what plan you decide to do. When you die, you can still help your team. Get on the cams and give intel. Tip number 3, learn the callouts. This goes back to communicating. Calling out is the best way to help your team whether you are alive or dead. Do not be that guy that dies and then doesn't say a word. You need to let your team know where you died from so they can try to refrag or come up with some plan to take that person out. Same thing if you're watching cams. If you see somebody flanking, call out where he's flanking from. Don't just let him walk up behind an unsuspecting teammate. If you don't know the callouts for certain maps, get on the map training. Look up the callouts. There's blueprints for every map online. Get into the free-for-alls and just learn. Whatever you gotta do, learn the maps. Tip number 4. Stop going into a ranked without warming up. You guys need to be warming up before playing. Usually what I do is I'll go into an endless mode on any ranked map. I usually do a random map, turn off the pings, and I just go along the map until I feel comfortable. Then I will go into a free-for-all. Use an attacker that I plan to use, do another free-for-all, use a defender I plan to use. Warming up doesn't need to take that long, but you should still be doing it. Tip number 5, play the same positions on the same maps. Use your own routes. You can either find a default take and use that, or make up your own push that you feel comfortable using, but start to do the same pushes and holds over and over. You will learn what can counter it, as well as some common areas the enemies may sit. For an example on Coastline, whenever they're top floor in hookah and billiards, I always go buck, and the first thing I do is I come up to the roof, I will open up this hatch, and I will open up a line right here, to catch anybody that might be spawn peeking the initial balcony here. I can watch if anybody's feet are in VIP. Sometimes I've seen people in this corner, and you can even shoot a little bit further and watch somebody who might be right here. And after I see if there's anybody here, I will push over this way. If it's not reinforced, I'll just bucket open like this, so I can just run in. Or if the wall's reinforced, I have my hard breach devices. And again, swing anybody that might be playing VIP. Another person will make sure nobody flanks from 90 hall. They'll be holding this luggage side in 90 hall. Top white. This person will be moving into luggage. And usually I stay in VIP. Watch people on the vase. I will have another hard breach. I will get this if it's reinforced. If not, you can buck this open. Get an angle on anybody behind the bar here. Or holding a head glitch. There will be a rotate here usually, and then we'll collapse site once everybody's ready. And again, same thing on defense, either sit in the same areas as an anchor, or roam in the same areas that have worked for you in the past. I'm going to give you another example for Coastline. Whenever the site is hookah, I will use smoke and I will sit on the Cool Vibe stairs. I always put a set of barbed wire here to contest anybody that's coming up the Cool Vibe stairs. I have my smoke grenades and the SMG to shoot back at anybody that's on the balcony. I can use my shotgun for close range engagements on this window if they decide to hop in, maybe go for a rush, or if there's an Amaru. Now usually I will have a teammate in VIP or somewhere around 90, so I don't have to worry about the 90 hall too much, but just in case I need to, I can sit here with the SMG, I can use my smokes, and if my teammate in Aqua dies, we have a little bit higher head holes, so that way it covers my head when I'm crouched. I can deny the plant just by throwing a smoke over on the default plant. I can sit on the bomb. I can either watch the window, I can watch the door, I can watch this window, I can peek around either way, this way, watch the rotate here, or watch the rotate here. There will normally be head holes somewhere over here. If I need to contest the 90 hall, I can also do that. But for the most part, while my teammates are still all alive, I need to completely shut down this entire way of getting to site. Number 6, stop selling easy rounds. Now this was in my other video, but stop losing those 4v1s and 3v1s because you're getting too aggressive. You need to control yourself and win those easy rounds. Tip number 7, know when to stop playing for the day and when to take a break. If I'm on a win streak, I will usually keep playing until I lose 2 in a row, unless it's cheaters. If it's cheaters, then I'll get my elo back later, so I'll keep playing. But it's very easy to just get lost in what you once had and try to just get back to where you were even 2 games ago. But by then, you might be a little bit aggravated, you might not play as good, or if you get on and you immediately start losing, take a break, maybe do some arcades, some casuals, get back into the mindset of Siege, which brings us to the next tip. Number 8, keep a positive mentality. If you're anything like me, Siege can really piss you off. Now, it's not so much when my team doesn't do good, but it's when I specifically don't do good. I get frustrated at myself, and if I do keep playing, I will switch to a support role that I never play as I'm one of the fraggers of my stack, and then we keep losing, I keep doing bad, the cycle continues. Something happens and you start losing your mind, take a break. Maybe have fun on a different game, or maybe a different game mode. Come back to it later. You should never continue to play when you are not in a good headspace, as Siege will just continue to hurt you. Tip number 9, set up the site the right way on defense. Setting up the site wrong is the best way to lose a round. Opening a wall that should be reinforced can leave a huge weakness in your defense, as the enemy will now have a better chance to swing you one way rather than it being reinforced and then forcing them to peek something a little bit more awkward for them. Same thing with reinforcing a wall that should be opened either as a rotate or for head holes. If the wall should be opened as a rotate and it's reinforced, you are now stuck in that room where you are. If they're supposed to be head holes, if this is all reinforced, the only angles I have to worry about is this door right here, swinging in this way, and then occasionally looking at this side of the hallway here in this door. Now, because the head holes are there, I will have to continuously keep looking over at every different angle, eventually leaving me exposed to at least 2 different angles where the defenders might be to sandwich me. Tip number 10, PreFire. Going back to playing the same routes, once you do learn the common areas that the enemies will be sitting, you can then start to pre-fire those angles. You have a lot of ammo, do not be afraid to use it. You can pre-fire off communication if you're playing in a stack. You should trust your team. If they say there's a guy on the ping, you should be swinging that ping already shooting. Do not just aim at the ping and then wait till you see them. Shoot at them while you're collapsing the angle. A lot of things can happen after that ping goes out. Maybe he's running away after being droned. Maybe he's now ready for you knowing that he got droned. If you pre-fire, you can catch the person mid-stride and react as needed. However, you should not be overdoing it. There's no need to start pre-firing when your crosshairs are like 15 meters off of the ping. You might run out of ammo by the time you get to the ping. Instead, you should be waiting until your crosshairs are about 5-ish meters away from the ping to then start shooting while you're collapsing the angle. Tip number 11, get more intel. Intel is the most important thing to winning rounds, whether it be knowing where the people are or knowing where that frost mat or that cap can trap is. Getting intel can be tricky though. Save your drones, play flex operators that allow you to get intel relatively safer than the rest, and go some operators that have abilities focused on getting more intel, someone like Dokebi. Without droning, you can call them, you don't need to be on your drone, you can have your gun up and you can still get that intel. I know a lot of you silvers, golds, and plats are struggling with ranking up this season. Hopefully this video helps you with that. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe. I will have my Discord and my Twitch in the description. Let me know in the comments below what I should do next. See you in the next one.